Hi everyone, thanks for joining us today as part of our virtual 2020 New Student Orientation. My name is Denise Manjarres and I'm the Director of New Student Orientation. We are glad you have joined us for this exciting conversation. Just a couple of housekeeping items. Please feel free to use the questions section, the Q&A on the bottom of your screen, as well as the chat box on the right-hand side of your screen to ask us any questions. And then we are very excited to have a conversation for our undeclared students today. Now I would like to introduce to you Dr. Philomena Gill, Assistant Vice President for Academic and Student Success.
Thank you, Denise. Well, welcome everyone. We are so excited to have you join us as newest members of our Fighting Scots family. We're excited to see you, whether it's face-to-face or virtually in the fall. Our fall semester starts on August 17th, which is a week earlier than we had anticipated. And so we hope to see you either on campus or virtually in just a month's time. I'm going to serve as your MC for today, and I want to introduce to you three people who will be speaking today. The first is going to be Peter Ostrander. He is the Assistant Director of Career Development and Experiential Learning. And Peter is also a career coach, and he is going to be talking to you about some of the different services that the Career Development and Experiential Learning Office has for you as students, as well as Tradeify, which is our career assessment that we have. And Peter is willing to meet with you and talk about different interests that you have in terms of declaring a major. And so he'll be talking about all of that. The next person that will be talking is Dr. Carol Gleichner. She has served for over 25 years as our undeclared advisor. And sometimes you'll hear us say undeclared students, and sometimes you might hear us say exploratory students. We use those words interchangeably. But she is actually retiring in August. And so you will actually have another advisor assigned to you. And we have a new approach. It's a meta-majors approach. And so she's going to talk a little bit about that and how we're assigning advisors going forward. And then the last person that will be speaking is George Morgan III. He is the Academic Success Coordinator for undeclared students, as well as for students in the School of Business. And he is your first point of contact this summer. He's the person that builds your schedule in the summer, and he is another resource for you. And he's going to be talking about things like Degreeworks and your schedule and different things like that. So I'm going to hand it off first to Peter Ostrander, who again is the Assistant Director of Career Development and Experiential Learning. So Peter, take it away.
Hi everyone. I hope everybody is staying safe during this unique time, and I look forward to seeing you all in the fall, either virtually or in person, depending on how we're doing appointments. We have some resources for you available at the Career Development Office. I always joke and I say the Learning Commons is the best office as a group on campus, and it's the least utilized sometimes. So we want to make sure and get in and see all of us, whether it be global ed, academic success, etc. Our website, Tartan Edge, which I will share my screen, if I remember how to do this. Okay. Our website, Tartan Edge, has a lot of resources on it. You can make an appointment with the career coach, set up your Handshake account, prepare for interviews using Big Interview, and there's our Tradeify. I will make a note about the Handshake. So as you are incoming freshmen, your accounts will automatically be created for you on the first day of the semester. That's how we create the accounts. So if you've already created an account on Handshake, that's okay. I'll let you poke around in the system, but the preference is that you wait till the first day of the semester to create an account, because that's just the way Handshake works right now. Handshake is fabulous. It looks like this. You can find internships in it. I encourage you to find internships as soon as you can, freshman, sophomore, junior, senior year, the furthest that you can go out. And what's nice about Handshake is that you can find contacts in the employers. So let's say you wanted to work in healthcare, and let's just say Thermo Fisher Scientific. Let's say you wanted to work for Thermo Fisher Scientific. So they've got some things on here, but they've also got this public staff list right here. And if you click on it, you can get her information to contact the recruiter directly instead of having to go around LinkedIn and find everybody and have to pay for premium. We've done that for you with Handshake. We can network you directly with the recruiter at the employer with Handshake. The other thing we have, of course, Tradeify. This is one of the assessments. This is my own assessment, Mentor Visionary, and it categorizes you similar to something called a Holland Code, but you know, I'm a mentor and I'm also somebody who has an enterprising sort of trait to me, and then I also kind of like data, but as you can see, it falls out. So this is a 2-minute test to take. All you have to do is log in. You can take it on your phone. All you have to do is log in, and you can create an account, just select your major, and take it, and it'll give you a rundown of your personality as well as personality traits. It'll tell you your compliments as well as some areas that you may need to redirect your orientation and some best work environments. And what's really cool is that if we go, we can see careers, allow, and you will see all these careers that that come from the Department of Labor that Tradeify has matched to. The Department of Labor identifies 800 careers. We at the Career Development Office are trained to educate you on over 18,000 because there are over 18,000 careers out there. The Department of Labor only recognizes 800 because of those are the most common. So come see us. We also have Big Interview, which allows you to practice for interviews. There's a fast track and a mastery track. And you can also up here practice. Should you want an appointment, scroll down on Tartan Edge. And if you're science, health professions, or School of Ed, you schedule with me. If you are humanities, arts, social sciences, you schedule with Christina. And you can even click on our buttons and see a little bit about ourselves and schedule an appointment right there. So that's all I have for the demonstration of the Career Center. I will hand it off back to Philomena.
Thank you so much, Peter. I do have a question. If a student is undeclared, like these students are, would they make an appointment with you or Christina, or does it matter?
It does not matter. If a student is undeclared, it does not matter who they make an appointment with. The only thing that I ask is if they're thinking of something in the sciences or in education, make an appointment with me. If they're thinking of something like the arts or the humanities, make an appointment with Christina and we can help guide you because we work directly with the faculty and we have these relationships with the faculty so that if you are an undeclared student and then you decide after working with us that you want to declare a major, we can sometimes fast track that to get you to the actual major that you want to go, and then you can schedule with your academic success coordinator and go from there past go with $200.
Okay, that sounds great. Well, thank you so much, Peter. Next up, we have Dr. Carol Gleichner. She, like I mentioned, she has over 25 years of experience working specifically with the undeclared population. So she is an expert of experts. And she is going to talk to you a little bit about the ASC website, review the undeclared curriculum requirement sheets, course sequences. So I'm going to hand it over to Dr. Gleichner.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. I'm happy to be talking to you today and welcome you to Edinboro University and your new career. So again, I have been working as an undeclared advisor for many years, and typically when I work with a student, it's my goal to help you to choose the best choice of career for you. I've always said to students, if you could be as happy in your career as I have been in mine, then I've done my job well as far as helping you get there. There's lots of ways to do that. You just learned resources that are available in the Career Development Center, so I encourage you to take advantage of that. Your goal once you start should be to be looking for that best choice of career for you. Let me just tell you a little bit about a typical first meeting that you would have with an academic advisor. When I meet with a student for the first time, I want to get to know a little bit more about you. I want to know your interests, your values, what's important to you. Typically, we'll talk a little bit about your high school experience. What classes did you like and what classes did you do well in, and maybe what classes you didn't care for very much. I also want to know what's important to you. So might be wanting to know a little bit about things that have really impacted you over the years that have been important. All of those things help me to know a little bit more about you and may help me to help you to find the best choice of career. So that's typically the first meeting. When we meet again later in this semester, it will be to plan out your schedule for next semester or to introduce you to different faculty members in different departments that can help you to make this decision. So the relationship with the advisor is important, and I encourage you to take advantage of that. As Dr. Gill mentioned, we are doing something a little different this year based on any interest that you have expressed in a different career or possible career or thoughts that you had expressed in a survey. You will be assigned to an advisor who's volunteered to help our undeclared students, but is in that particular area. So we're hoping that by expressing an interest or looking at one of your interests and meeting some faculty in that department, you will get to know more about that major or those majors, and you will be able to determine if that's the best choice for you. Every one of you, in addition, will be working with George Morgan, who you will talk to in a few minutes, and I encourage you to keep that relationship strong from day one. George is there for you every day and has been really helpful for our undeclared students throughout the years. So happy that you'll be working with him. So what I'd like to do is to tell you a little bit about some important things you might need to know. And I'm going to share my screen if everything works perfectly, taking you to the Edinboro University homepage. So what I want you to see here is, or what I want you to do here is to use keyword, let me see, let me get this, keyword ASC. Wait a minute, let me move. Sorry. When you use the keyword ASC, which is something good for you to know, you will see the Academic Success Center website. So it's important for you to know how to access that, and I would encourage you to take advantage and start looking at this now. First thing you see on the page is George Morgan meeting with a student in the Academic Success Center. And there's a variety of different things you can look at over here, but under Exploratory students, you'll find out more about how we work with students and what we can provide for you as an exploratory undeclared students. And I guess one of the things I will point out is that it's estimated that 75 to 85% of college students change their major at some point during your undergraduate careers. So that's where I come in to tell you it's perfectly okay to start your college career as an undeclared or exploratory student. We want you to do that. You may as well take the semester or even the year to make that choice, make sure you make the right choice. So over here, there are a variety of different resources. And the first one I suggest you go to is academic resources down here, because there's a variety of different documents and things that you'll use. First and foremost here is the undeclared curriculum sheet. This is the actual sheet that you can use until you declare your major. And what you'll see here is the left-hand side of pretty much every degree program on campus, the requirements that every student has to take. In the skills area, you'll be taking an English 101, 102, math, and a computer. Some of them are discipline specific, and it may vary based on the major you choose. But for the most part, the English 101 and 102 are the same for every student. Down below that is the core. The core, what we call the core. The core has you taking courses in a variety of different areas. And our most common question is, why do I have to take an artistic expression if I want to be a science major? Well, the reason is that employers have told us at Edinboro that we want your graduates, we want our employees to be students who are well-rounded, have a variety of different experiences in a variety of different areas. This is your chance to do that. You will see on your schedule for this fall that you have courses that fit in these different categories. And they've been selected for you, and they will get you started in completing the requirements. Every student in every major has to complete one course out of each of these categories in the core, and you'll see the variety, and one in the distribution, which are upper level classes, typically coming later on. So again, that's your curriculum sheet. When you switch over, I'll show you an example that your next curriculum sheet in your major will be also very similar to that, but with the major courses. In addition, the second form I will mention is the general education requirements. So I just mentioned the skills requirements and the core, and you'll see on here that the core requirements, the different courses that fit into each category. So if, for example, on your schedule for this fall, you see a general psychology, if you take a look down the list under number 4, human behavior, Psych 101 is the last one on that list. So you will, by taking general psychology this fall, complete the requirements for core 4, human behavior. If you see a sociology, you can see that on there as part of core 5. You can see an intro, principles of sociology. So again, if that's on your schedule, that's what you'll be taking. In future semesters, if you don't have one this semester in this category, you'll be looking to fill that category. So for example, next semester, if I were working with you as your advisor and you didn't have anything this semester in core 2, we'd be looking at whether you want to take geography, world civilizations, or one of the politics classes, or variety of different classes, and talking about those and choosing those classes. So it's important for you to take a look at this so you can understand what you're doing for your general education requirements. And again, this is typical of most every college and every student requirements to take general education. I want to show you one other thing on this page. If you go down to the resources, you'll see, we mentioned already, career development, course catalogs, offices, but the curriculum and course sequence sheets here on this particular link shows all of the programs we have on campus, and it provides a direct link to some general information on that program. So for example, I will reference a student that I've been working with for the past year, and he's ready to declare his major, which he just did. He's undeclared for 2 semesters and exploring a variety of different things. He met with the career development office, and he decided he was very interested in fermentation science, which is one of our newest majors on campus. So to get some general information, we started here. And you can go down the list and it will take you directly to the information on the fermentation science major. That talks a little bit about coursework that's rigorous and biology and chemistry, and gives you some really good information that can give you that beginning thought about a particular major. So for example, if you thought this was really interesting and it's talking just about beer, you'll see here that it's more than that, and it's actually rigorous upper level biology, chemistry lab courses. If that's not something you are interested in, then you'd certainly want to look elsewhere. Talks about what you can do with the fermentation science degree, and then obviously why you choose Edinboro, but you're already here. At the bottom, there is a list of suggested minors, related majors that you could look at if this wasn't the particular major you decided on. So keep that in mind as a possibility. I'm going to take you back a little bit then to academic resources. On the left-hand side, the curriculum and course sequence sheets, these are a little bit more detailed, and these will provide you with, if it opens, information, specific information. Here we go. This also are the curriculum sheets for every major on campus. So there are graduate degree programs, which are after your bachelor's degree, and then undergrad programs. It is in alphabetical order when you see the bachelor's degree. And since we're just using John in this fermentation science major option that he chose, we're going to go down there and take a look at that. Oops. Here is a brief description of the program. Talks a little bit about that, but we've already looked at that. And then over here on the right, you'll see the actual curriculum requirement sheet. So if you remember when we looked at the undeclared sheet, on the left-hand side, you could see all of the requirements for undeclared. Basically, requirements are the same, except there are some specific requirements in math, and their computer requirement is chemistry. But other than that, the core classes will be filled by whatever you are taking as part of that core requirement. And then the rest of the degree, the actual major, is on the right. And so the student that I worked with had taken many of his core classes, had taken English 101 and 102. And so in the fall, he will be ready to jump into his major classes and move forward. So that is the curriculum sheet for that major. The other thing I point out is next to that curriculum sheet for every major is a recommended course sequence. Now it's recommended because students are coming into the major at different times, but it's a nice little layout of what courses typically students will take every semester to finish the degree. In this case with John, again, he had taken English 101 and 102 and several of his electives and gen ed courses, but he did not start yet with these courses. So this fall, he is going to be starting right in with these 4 first courses in his major, and then continuing to complete those throughout his curriculum and his major. So that's just a little bit of an example of what is available to you on the website. Remember the keyword ASC, all kinds of information on every major on our campus. There's also information on minors that some students choose to add to their major. I like to tell the story of the student that was in education, he was undeclared, and then he chose education as a major, always liked geography. So he did a minor in geography. He was a phys ed major. So he actually got a job offer only because he had a geography minor and they needed someone to coach and to teach geography. So you should also always be considering options of adding other minors and interests to your program as you go along. Okay, I think that's about enough from me, and I'll turn it back to Dr. Gill.
Thank you so much, Dr. Gleichner. All right, the next person that we have up is George Morgan III. He is the Academic Success Coordinator for undeclared students. He is your first point of contact. He builds your first semester class schedule, and he's going to talk to you about Degreeworks, scheduling, and also something that's very important that if you haven't done yet, you should, and that is our Tell Us About Yourself intake survey within Starfish. So I'm going to hand it over to George.
Hello, hello. First and foremost, can everyone hear me? Great, great. I'm trying out some new headphones. Welcome everyone. Appreciate the great introductions. I'm George Morgan III, Academic Success Coordinator for undeclared students in School of Business. Coincidentally, I started off as a undeclared student in my undergraduate studies years ago. I was undeclared for about 2 years. I wasn't sure of what I wanted to do. Initially, I thought I was going to be a relationship expert because everybody came to me with their issues, and I seemed to have a solution to almost everybody's problem. So I was like, maybe I'll study psychology. And then I took psychology for a couple semesters, and I realized, respectfully, it's not for me. Then I got this interest in politics and how the government operates. So after my sophomore year at Penn State Barron, I declared my major as political science. But like I said, I came in as undeclared, not sure what I wanted to do. I reached out to faculty advisors to get their expertise on certain things, and I made it happen within 2 years. So one thing I always like to stress with incoming undeclared freshmen is that it is not a race, and I always like to promote progress, not perfection, because eventually we will get there. So first and foremost, within my presentation, I'd like to show you the Degreeworks. So I'm going to share my screen. And what Degreeworks is, ladies and gentlemen, is a comprehensive overview of your respective degree program. I also like to call it the blueprint to each student's graduation. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to utilize the incoming freshman's Degreeworks for an example and show you exactly what it is. So ladies and gentlemen, at the top, you'll see where it says student view, the student's name, student's ID, classification. She's coming in with no GPA, so you don't see anything there. You'll notice where it says total credits, including progress, it says 21. Well, the student's not currently enrolled in 21 credits, but she did transfer in some. But on the right side, you'll see the level: undergraduate, degree, Bachelor of Arts. For college, you'll see academic services, and then major undeclared. So when we move down here, the green box with the check mark indicates that the class is completed. The white box with the shaded red, it means not completed. The squiggly line box, blue box, means that it's complete except for classes that are in progress. And then to the right, you'll see in parentheses TR, which means there's a transfer class, which that is very, very important, because over here, you'll see that Noelle had transferred in English 101. Anytime a student transfers in any type of information, we get that information, and then we're able to update a student's schedule. So you'll notice, and actually, she recently transferred in English 101. So then I was able to take her out of English 101 and put her in the next class, which is English 102. But in any case, if we continue to scroll down, you'll notice something similar to what Dr. Gleischner showed you, all the core and general education classes. So core 1 through core 7 always have to remind undeclared students that each student on campus has to fulfill these requirements. It doesn't matter if you're a nursing student, it doesn't matter if you're a psychology student, it doesn't matter if you're a business student. Every student has to complete those general education classes as well as the distribution classes. So when I created Noelle's schedule, you'll see that I have put her in a C3 American Civilizations class. She's currently in a C5 class, in a C6 ethics class. It's also worth noting that she transferred in History 101. And like I said, the green box with the check mark signifies that that student has that completed. So this is the Degreeworks. Oh, well, interesting. I've been in contact with Noelle this summer, and she has an interest in business, but she's not really sure yet. She likes marketing, but she's not sure yet. So you notice in her free electives, I have business and society. If you were to look at the course sequence sheet for the majority of business students, business and society is a class that students take in that first semester. So when I corresponded with Noelle, I said, hey, let's try business and society out. And if you like business, then going into second semester, we can declare your major as business administration with a concentration in marketing or any other concentration that you may like. So that's what I like to do with students. If they have an interest, but they're kind of on the fence about it, let's try it out. I've had students in the past be in between intro to psychology, or in between the major of psychology and social work. So I will put them in intro to psychology, which will fulfill their C4, and then I put them in intro to social work, which would serve as a free elective. So any event they chose one of the other majors, it still counts towards their degree. So with that being said, I will show you an example. Let's just say I'm going to do a what if analysis right now, and a what if analysis will show you each and every degree program on campus. So as I stated earlier, Noelle stated that she has an interest in business administration marketing, but isn't sure yet. But we'll just do a what if analysis. 1 second, I need to pick the concentration. If you continue to scroll down, You'll notice that the general education courses are still there, still need to be fulfilled. The distribution classes still need to be fulfilled. But if I keep scrolling down, you'll notice that the Degreeworks has changed. You see the concentration of marketing and all of the business foundational courses that need to be taken. So that's a great thing about Degreeworks, is that you can implement a what if analysis. And I'll do one more. Let's just say that after the first semester, Noel had a change of heart and said, you know what, George, I thought I was feeling business, but right now I actually like psychology. So we can scroll down to psychology. Process that what if analysis. Gen eds are still there. Distributions are still there, but you notice all the requirements are there now for a psychology major. So students can go in and do these what if analysis. And then you can also schedule an appointment with your respective academic success coordinator, and they could do a what if analysis with you as well. So again, ladies and gentlemen, I call the Degreeworks the blueprint to graduation. It's like the Bible, you know, for those who follow it, you know, it works. So the next thing I want to talk about is, let me see here, Starfish. So what Starfish is, ladies and gentlemen, is a centralized network that you can go to. You access Starfish through your My Edinboro Launchpad, and I will bring up Noel's information. The first thing that you want to do is you want to update your profile with the most appropriate email address, alternative email address. You will also want to put in your correct number, cell phone preferably. And then you notice on the left side, the different icons. There's info, success plans, courses, etc., where you can access your fall courses. It'll change the next semester. It also will show or should show a picture of your professors for that semester, so you know that you're in the right space. But one thing I want to really note is the fact that you can go into your Starfish and schedule an appointment with your respective ASC at any time. You have access to their calendar, and then within the network is where you would find orientation leader, the instructors, such things of that nature. So I suggest to all students to definitely utilize Starfish. Go in and schedule an appointment with your respective academic success coordinator if you have any questions. And another thing that I want to note is that once you are deposited, I am responsible for building your fall schedule. So you have full input. So please don't hesitate to reach out to me with regards to building your schedule. I'm in contact with students throughout the entire summer. So don't hesitate if you have a question about it, or if, like Noel, you're thinking about maybe social work, or you're thinking about psychology and want to get into one of those introductory classes, please don't hesitate to get in contact with me. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, George. All right, so that is what we have for you today. Just a couple of housekeeping items before we go, and that is where we are located. So the Academic Success Center and Career Development and Experiential Learning, along with a couple of other offices, Global Education, Transfer and Adult Student Services, New Student Orientation, we are all located in the Learning Commons, which is on the second floor of the library. We will be taking, different offices are doing different things for the fall. Some of us are doing only virtual appointments. Some are doing a combination of virtual and face-to-face. So definitely check with each office if you would like to meet with each office on how they are conducting appointments. And again, we are located on the second floor of the library. if you have questions after this session, probably the easiest email address here is mine. And so you're welcome to contact me, and then I can either get the information for you or send you to the right person. So you're welcome to contact me. My email address is pgill, that's PGILL @edinboro.edu. And you're welcome to contact me. So I am going to turn it over to Denise. And I just am looking forward to meeting all of you in the fall at Edinboro. So welcome, and welcome to the family.
Thank you so much, Dr. Gill. And thank you, everybody, to all our panelists. Thank you so much. If you wanted to see a recording of this session, that will be available. We'll send you an email once that's available if you wanted to rewatch and hear this information again. Today at 3 p.m., we have another NSO event on our Facebook page. Just log into Facebook, go to Edinboro, Pennsylvania University, and then you'll see our next Facebook event. Thank you all so much. We're really looking forward to meeting you in the fall. All right, have a great day. Enjoy the rest of your summer. Bye.